Well, uh, a lot of big offers went on the table. My wife's been watching the Detroit news like a hawk, and they put some really juicy, tempting stuff out there in front of the union. Let's see if they take it. Because as much as I wouldn't mind the time off. I don't want to see everybody out on strike either. It's but at the same time, when you find out certain things have been going on with your company you didn't know about, you know, like I had no idea nobody after 2008 who got hired didn't get a pension. I'm like, are you kidding me? Used to be just about everywhere you worked, if you gave that company so many years of loyalty, they'd give you something back when you reached, the big milestone. And it's like George Carlin said, the vanishing pension that disappears as soon as you come to collect it. But like I said, I'm not going to go too much into all that. We still got 48 hours to go. Got today and tomorrow. Hopefully this thing will be resolved and we ain't got to worry about it. But it just amazes me how everybody claims this the land of the free and home of the brave and the great wealth of plenty and the land of meal, where milk and honey runs down the rivers, when you've got Nestle bottling your water right off your lake and charging you for it. Let me see. We got some people are working. Both parents are working, yet they can't barely afford to pay rent or let alone for a house. Some kids are paying for their freaking college tuition, their college payments for decades after they get that degree, even if they land a good job. Yeah, sorry, I was listening to a bit of yesterday's. It's just the Who spy picture. Oh, that was it. That thing they put up on the BBC thing. Like I said, yeah, let's go with the spy thing. Yeah, we had Spyfall. Remember that? And everybody still harps on that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they're trying to tease us on something there. I was looking at that just before I came in today. Oh, great. What's he leaking this week? Oh, geez. Well, the thing is, it's how they get views. They lie to people. They make them think they know more than they know, and I don't know. I heard he's agreed to do 2 episodes coming up, but I'll dig back into that just to be sure. Guys, Moffat lies all the time when it comes to the show. Hadn't you figured that out yet? And then half the time they come here, they watch, they don't like what I say about them, but they'll happily take my information and run. Like I said, if I don't know anything, I'm not going to make stuff up. It's So you got to watch out because Moffat, like I said, he'll, remember back when he was in charge of the show, how many times he misdirected the audience? So, misdirected how many executive producers out the door. But oh well. I had nothing. You see, here's the thing. I might have to actually apologize to him in person because after I was hard on him at first, but then when I began to realize just what kind of forces were at play against him, I felt bad for the guy. That's why I support every showrunner now, because every showrunner since, they get the runaround like mad. And RTD once again is strolling back in with all the power because he's got he's got Bad Wolf Studios behind him that are going to be helping with the budget. Yeah, the American Diner TARDIS. Yeah, plus the fact that she suddenly knows how to fly a Type 40 TARDIS with absolutely no training. Well, his writing of Who, like I said, there were some things I did have conflict with. It's just when you sit down and watch the episode, take the emotional factor out, it doesn't make sense half the time. Like I said, Zygons can shapeshift to anything from a bunny to a horse, but they can't turn into anything that looks like a statue. They're just standing there in the undergallery in a sheet with their orange legs hanging out like a bunch of dumbasses. Well, like I said, I'd love to believe the Ryan Gosling thing, but like I said, we'll have to wait and see, because they were discussing this in another chat. If I remember right, Ryan Gosling's a member of SAG-AFTRA, isn't he? So wouldn't he even be on strike right now? I don't know. Well, nobody knows. The same way he survived after being, supposedly sucked into the Eye of Harmony, and look, the master just had a knack for that. He always had a backup plan. Plus the infamous line that was taken out of that episode. I didn't know if you watched Planet of Fire with the info track on. I think it was on the info track, or did I read it later? That the master's final line was supposed to be, "How can you do this to your own brother?" But that line was cut before they filmed. I'm beginning to wonder if, they aren't going to burst into a room one day and there's like all these clones of the Master, like they did with Moff Gideon back in Mandalorian. Or whatever. I heard she's already been picked up for another, or they're talking about the other series on Toxic Town or whatever. So like I said, her bad acting has sure landed her a lot of roles recently. A lot more than Smith got. Before House of the Dragon. I have not watched Ahsoka. Or Ahsoka. I don't know if I'm gonna bother, because now all of a sudden Sabine is a freaking Jedi Padawan. Wow, she suddenly has Force abilities. When did that happen? Ugh. Like I said, I gave up after like episode 1 or 2. It just, like I said, I hate to use the words because there's some good fan fiction out there, but it began to sound like more like fan fiction. Not quite Time Lash level, but you see, that's the thing. I don't care if Donna and Sean are divorced or not. That's one of the things I couldn't stand with the divorce drama with Amy and Rory when they came back for those 5 episodes. I was like, yeah, I'm loving how everybody is going on about, yeah, the 14th Doctor Regeneration won an award, and I'm like, everything up to the last minute was written by and done by Chris Chibnall's crew. But you don't hear about that, do you? The only 2 lines that were written by anybody else in that whole thing was David Tennant came up with the "I know these teeth," and of course RTD's what. Well, you got to remember, Amy and Rory didn't croak. They got zonked back in time, and apparently they got back together because remember, they adopted and raised a son who met Rory's dad in PS. If you haven't watched it's been added as an extra on a lot of the Blu-rays, but it was written by Chris Chibnall. It was a mini-sode that was supposed to happen, but the actor, I think it was, oh god, I think the actor's name was Brian Williams or something like that. It's gonna hit me. No, it was Brian Williams, a musical artist. But Rory's dad, yeah, meets him. Well, the series, that series was a mess. I don't Mark Williams, thank you. I couldn't remember his name to save my life. But he wasn't available to do the mini-sode. But if you watch, as a matter of fact, you can probably find it on YouTube. But it was a short little mini-sode that was supposed to be done with Amy and Rory's, with Rory's dad, I mean. Yep. And of course they cut that scene out because Amy and Rory's tombstone that was used for Time of the Angel. Where the fuck? Well, I almost said the F word. Whatever the heck that episode was. The Angels Rake Manhattan. That's right. Yours? No, it wasn't the Angels. Yeah, the one they used for that one was supposed to pop up in later on to show that they'd been turned into cyber people, and of course they cut that bit. Cyber Brig. Oh, sorry. One of the funniest videos I've seen in a while, Cyber Brig. Oh gosh, don't get me started on A Town Called Mercy. Oh, there are some great scenes in it, but one of the big things is, look, Ben Browder from Farscape is in this episode. Yeah, for like 2 minutes. Have no idea what that ending was supposed to mean. Did everyone die of Cybermen? I have no idea, because I thought it was, for one, Cybermen are mainly looking for live parts. What good is, bodies that have been dead in the ground for centuries going to do them? And why would they show up as a skeleton sitting in a chair with their non-organic parts removed when the majority of the skeleton wouldn't be in existence? Well, that's the thing about cyber conversion now. It's all over the place. Well, folks, I just looked at the time. I have got to get inside. Please take care of yourselves and each other out there. Be kind, be calm, be safe. We'll see you all on the flip side, and hopefully we're not going on strike in 48 hours. We'll have to see. So take care, everybody.